What is going on, everybody? Back on it. Season finale, Vinland Saga Season 2, Episode 24. It's crazy how we sync this. Well, we didn't purposely plan it, but we're ending Vinland Saga and Monster all at the same time. Curious to see how this goes. We're gonna be clearing spots here, but I kind of want to, because I know I've had a bunch of people asking, especially when series start to end, like, what are we adding next? What are we gonna start? When are we gonna take a vote? This, blank, blank, blank. Because even though two things are moving out, Monster and Vinland Saga, we had two things come immediately right back in the same exact week that we got rid of those two, with Jujutsu restarting after the little break that they took, then the One Piece live action. I think what I want to try to do is at least get half of the One Piece live action done. There's only 8 episodes. Let me get like a week's worth of that in, so let me try to get to like episode 2 or 3, and then we'll start taking votes on what we want to do. I know a lot of people are suggesting the Berserk original anime. People want to add in another manga possibly. There's talks of Mob Psycho, JoJo's, ReZero, all types of things. So let's wrap this up. Let's try to get a little bit of a head here. And I'll let you guys, of course, I'm gonna let everybody know when we get on top of that. Things, at least for our main cast. I mean, Kettle isn't like a main guy for us. I wonder if we'll ever see Kettle again, or anything about his farm, or Snake, or anything like that. And minus the things that we've lost to get to this point. But as far as the well-being of our main cast from this season, which has essentially been Torfin and Einar, things wrapped up pretty well at the farm, I would say. We didn't have to do anything. We didn't really relapse. We even met with the king. And that even ended better than I thought it could. Canute's turned a new leaf in accepting different ways of maybe the ways he might be able to do things and assert his power, and it doesn't have to be all through like fear-based. And so I'm curious what that means for season 3, because it was kind of forming up to be this like, oh, Torfin versus Canute, like what's that going to look like? Canute's going to end up like his father type thing, and you see them playing with that, and Torfin trying to renounce being violent and all these type of things, and the two of them met, and I mean pretty much agreed, and Canute's adopted some of Torfin's ways, and Torfin's going to go out there and try to make it better and easier. So it's like, wow, what's going to be I guess I'm curious of like what's going to be the conflict of season 3. Like, where can the story go? Like, does it just always just keep going good? Like, who do we run into if we're going to be really out here, trying to find, or make our own Vinland, those type of things? Is it going to end up like a Naruto type situation where, like, if Torfin just gets the opportunity to talk to whoever might be in his way, that there can be a common ground? Or do you think there's going to come a point where he's going to have to pick up a sword? He's going to have no choice. And I think maybe a nice middle ground would maybe be what we saw his father doing in, what was that, like episode 2 or 3? Where he was defending, protecting his son and the others, but he wasn't hitting anybody with deathly blows. He was just knocking them out, maybe like breaking an arm, hitting them in the back of the neck, but he wasn't dealing any like mortal blows. Maybe Torfin can get to that point. But I think it's all going to come down to, what does it mean to be a warrior, and who has what values, XYZ. I'm just very curious of like what's going to be the antagonistic point going forward if Canute and Torfin just remain on good terms and they're both kind of like inadvertently helping each other as they go along the way. Do we just kind of run into people as we try to go look for areas and like talk them down to like, hey, we don't want to take this from you, we're trying to build something, and the people are like, you know what, I agree with that, let's build it together. Like, does it just keep building, or is there something we run into that turns out to be a problem? And that's what I'm curious to see what season 3 is going to be. But let's finish this up. I'm assuming we're going to make it back to home, see his mother, see his sister, and I'm curious if there's going to be any cliffhanger leaving off, or because what was it at the end of the last episode of season 1? We kind of were shooting all over the place and catching up with these characters that we had never seen before, and then they just ended the episode as the season ended. I'm curious if there's going to be any kind of like cliffhanger part here, or We'll see. Here we go. Last episode. Last episode. Oh, he's never been to somewhere cold like this before, has he? I don't think he has. Yep. There's gonna be no farming up there, Anar. Your skills might be not put to good use. Yeah. There's no crops to sow. Yep. Yeah. True. They're going crazy with that piano. Yeah, not everybody can. There's not enough space to go around. Even if you had enough cattle, where are you going to put them? When's the last time Leaf's been back there? He's been around for so long. Okay, face is fully healed. He doesn't know how long it's been. I don't know how old you are either. There it is. Wow. And I can't believe that he's returning back under this mental circumstance is crazy. I never thought he would... First of all, I never thought he would make it back home. And then I never thought he would make it back home under this mental state that he's in. Kind of this like zen, I will not harm. You know, I thought maybe if he did come back, he'd be the warrior. And then his mother would try to like have to find him. Like find the kid within him again, you know? My man's done a full 180 since the time he left and the time he came back. And it could have been so bad if he came back as the person he was at the end of season 1, as opposed to the person he is now. Villagers? Everybody? Eh? Do they even remember who I am? Does he even know who they are? Exactly, like, what? They don't remember who he is. He doesn't... Bro, he lived here over a decade ago. Leaf, are you gonna help us out? Jesus, you're just dropping us off here like this? Help us out, man. Okay, he's there with us. I thought he just dropped us ashore and left. Do you think his sister immediately recognizes him? I'm sure that'll be emotional. Last time we saw her, she was trying to hold it together when her father died, remember? And she, like, didn't even know she started crying. Those are some pretty good episodes. But we don't really know much about her besides those couple episodes, you know? Who's this girl? Oh god. It's gonna be emotional. Dang, she really has... She's aged up. Not old, but like she doesn't look like that little teenage. She's gonna hit him. She's gonna hit him. She's gonna hit him. She's gonna hit him. Yep. Yep. I knew that was gonna happen. Why are we being like this, girl? Why are we making this so difficult? Go see the mother. We'll deal with her later. Do we not have anything on us, or like anything that we can make this official? Do we have anything that could like just make her realize? Don't let this be the whole episode of trying to convince her. It's so wild to see this comedic path that they're taking here, especially with Torfin, especially with the tone of the entire season. This like comedic switch up, because we never see him in these type of scenarios. Torfin in like comedic type anime settings, you know. It's interesting to see him switch up. Well, not him switch up, just the tone of the anime, you know. Especially how like deep this season was. Ah, Torfin 2.0. Hit us with some advice, man. Yeah, he doesn't have anybody. There's no happy ending for him. He'll never see his family again. I mean, the kid left, and he was knee height, probably still pissed down his leg in the middle of the night. Comes back with a full beard, grown man, missing half an ear. I hope the mother will be more like she knows that's her son type thing, regardless of like how big he got or different. Who are these three pieces of shit? Okay, those are his sister's kids. Those are his sister's kids. I was like, what the hell? So those are his nieces and nephews. Jesus, man. She knows. She knows that's the one. Okay, this is going a little bit better. Alright, good. Now I need the episode to end with his sister accepting that that's him as well. Yeah, I mean, look, he looks dead like him. Yeah, just without the dark hair. I was like, this chick remarried, had a litter of kids, but okay, it's her sisters. You know what's so wild? The amount of men that Torfin has taken from other people's wives, mothers, siblings, you know? Alright, that's more of the tone that we're expecting. And what sucks is like Einar's never gonna get that again. Leaf did it, man. He got him back home, finally. Took over a decade, but he did it. What do we think his age is? He left at 6? I think he's at least in his 20s. If you told me he was 26, I'd believe you. It could be 2 decades, no bullshit. If you want, maybe slightly less than that, but it's at least been 15. That's your brother-in-law? Is that one of the boys that he grew up with or knows or knew? I don't remember what any of his young friends look like. Or is that the one that like wanted to go off to war and fight? I think so. I kind of remember him a little bit. Yeah, I put that's him, I'm pretty sure. He's one of the older kids. Teenagers. Where's the sister? Where is she? It's good to see the village. Like, is everything okay in the village? Like, they're not under anybody's rule. No one's come sniffing around. Like, everything's good. It seems just like way too good. Where are you going? Yeah, what's Einar's story now? I'm curious what he wants to... Well, no, they're gonna go build the new, They're supposed to go build the new world and shit. I was like, I was like, does he feel out of place, or that he doesn't belong, or that he shouldn't be here, or... I don't know. She's gonna lose her shit. She's gonna cry. No, he was telling the truth. You want to let our man down before you choke him out? He doesn't have anything on. I guess not. I guess not. He doesn't have a blade, that blade on him, or any type of... Nah, I guess not. How would he? Where would he? Gonna hit you again. You're gonna get hit again. That's what I'm about to say. I told you. The hell was that? Bro, who's repairing that shit? Well, it's your sister. You could put her down if you want. This has got the berserk eyes going. He's out. He's out cold. He really is. Yeah, after the man just took 100 hits the other day. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, that's so funny. Let's knock his ass out. Alright, we got a good 10 minutes left. I'm very curious what the rest of this episode is about to be. But yeah, it's weird seeing, like, because every anime has this, you know? Like the comedic, like, haha, like, overly drawn moments that's like knocking him into outer space, you know, that type of shit. But like Vinland Saga in season 1 and season 2 has never been that, and I mean never been like a slice of life, joking, you know, screaming at the top of their lungs, Zenetsu, Usopp Chopper type shit. That's just never been it, you know? Even Attack on Titan has had moments like that, but like Vinland has never. So to see that 50 episodes later is like, it makes you like take a step back a little bit. What a story that is. Dang, I would have loved to see him tell this story. Mm. He didn't go that deep? Or he did? Is this Tor's voice actor? Oh, he did tell all that. He got it all out, like deep therapy session. Dang. I would have loved to have been there for that whole conversation. Like if they spent the entire episode from beginning to end, him sitting down telling that story, and it's just rehashing with his commentating over it, that would have been something. Alright. So now they know he can't stay. And he was dead ass serious. Oh, his sister. Oh no, mother. Mm-hmm. And they couldn't even... And they still got found there too, by the way. All this happened because they showed up. God, it just sounds too good to be true, in my opinion. Because what happens if they come looking for you again? Like, how do you keep these people out? Sometimes force has to be met with force. Yeah. And we're all going with him. That we don't have. Well, looks like I gotta go with you. He's gonna die. He's on my season 3 death list. He completed his story arc. Leaf's over here doing side quests now, and I don't think he's gonna survive. That might be what snaps him, if that were to happen. Because that was his purpose. His promise to Tors, the mother, the sister, to find him and bring him back. And he completed that. Took almost 2 decades, but he did it. Now to leave again. That was a sword that broke. Sister. Remember she found him in here in like episode 1 or 2? This same setting. Oh. Can we reforge that sword? Even though Thorfinn's not good. Well, we don't know if he's not good, but we know his weapon of choice wouldn't be a long blade. I didn't know where we were about to go with that. I don't know who we were zooming in on right there. It's your dad. It's his dad's. Oh, it's the slave. The slave. Yeah. They were important to someone. Yeah, and he died the next day. Yeah, he's like, shit, even I wouldn't do that. Yeah. He said, 8 sheep? Shit. That's a great shot. Yeah, y'all doing him dirty out there in the cold. I feel uneasy. I feel like whatever is can go. I was about to say whatever can go wrong will go wrong. I'm just like waiting for it. Shit, what the? Oh, okay. Nice. I'm trying to put my finger on who Tor's voice actor is. Because we already know Ashlad was Madara's. And I think Kettle is Tushikage. He's got like a Hashirama going there. Or a moral. Or something. That's the end of it. Okay. I need y'all to forge that. Or keep it like that. And just like file off the edges for me. I was about to say, okay, they're doing the same thing as season 1, showing us a bunch of new characters right at the end, but no, I think that was Baby. Yeah, okay, this is a flashback of these characters. Okay, I was about to say. That was his mother and Tor's. Is that a young Ashlad? I don't know what I'm looking at. Everyone sure is hopeful. Oh shit. Man said I had to get that hair up off me and the beard. I'm gonna be honest with you, I prefer the long hair and the beard. That's just me though. That's just me. That makes him look young. Is that it? No. Let me fly through this real quick. That's it. Hold on. Let's just double check. Yeah, okay. That is it for season. I think one of the best shots was probably, I mean, Tor's showing up here in this shot now. Or him talking to his younger self. I think this might be it here. Yeah, that's got to be it for sure. The lighting, seeing him. Yeah, that's pretty great. So that is the end of Vinland Saga Season 2. I personally... Now here's the thing. It was such a... I don't think... Okay, there's two anime that I've seen hyped up as much as, like, that I've seen in the last handful of years. Vinland Saga Season 1, Chainsaw Man. The internet, the kids, whatever the kids call it these days, the Twitters, the Instas, the chat snaps and the talk tickers or the TikTokers going insane for those two. And then same thing, I had a lot of people suggesting it, so I'm like, sure, okay, I'll check this out. And when I watched Vinland Saga Season 1, it didn't hit for me as hard. Now, I think I said this when I started Season 2. I kind of re-skimmed through Season 1, just through some of like the bigger scenes and episodes and stuff. Hit harder for me on rewatch than it did the first time. I remember the first time seeing it, I was like, it's not bad, but people are like, oh, the storytelling, you know, it's on Attack on Titan level, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's a different type. It's not your typical shonen, and it's deeper, and you know, it's more slower pace, deeper thinking. I was like, sure, you know, I'll check it out. But it didn't hit that hard. Second rewatch, I liked it much better. Now, watching Season 2 on first watch, just first watch to first watch, I prefer Season 2 so much more than Season 1. When Season 2 was probably, what, 90% just people dealing with what they've got to deal with in here, and 10% action, and then Season 1 was damn near in reverse. Like, we're taking off somebody's head every single episode in Season 1. So it's a different, like, contrast there. But I think just on first watch, I preferred Season 2 over Season 1. Now, like I said, I'm very curious to see what the hell Season 3 is going to be, because there needs to be some kind of opposing force You know, you don't want it to be like a talk no jutsu thing where like they go searching for Vinland or for someone they can somewhere they can call that, and they end up just like rolling up on the natives, and there seems to be like, oh man, I don't know if they're going to allow this to happen. And then Torfin gets the opportunity to speak to them. They're like, oh, okay. And that's just how it like keeps going. Like he just gets the chance to like talk to people, show that he's not violent, finds common ground, and like the land that they're trying to take over, not take over, but make a place just gets bigger and bigger. Everybody just kind of coexisting, and it's fine. There needs to be some kind of tug here, some kind of opposing force, something that just tells him no, or something that like flips that switch with him. And I don't, maybe he's fully turned that off. Maybe maybe that's no longer in there. I personally, like right now, if I had to call it, I would say Leaf. I don't know how. I don't know what. I don't think he survives all of season 3, in my opinion. I feel like he's completed his story. He's just doing extra shit now. So how that'll end up turning out, we'll have to see. But I really enjoyed we saw a lot of internal struggle mentally from a lot of different characters, and I feel like it hit. So that's an interesting contrast, right? So I was watching Monster, finishing up Monster the same time I was watching this. And Monster did it too, where every other episode was like a new character introduction and like their story and what they're going through. And Vinland Saga would do that as well, whether it was with, you know, starting us with Einar, dealing with Kettle, I forget how you pronounce the girl's name, Arnhed, and then seeing what her husband went through, and then seeing what Knut's going through. And we're seeing just like bam, bam, bam. And this is only across 24 episodes, like what they're going through mentally. And then Monster was kind of doing the same thing. Like, okay, here's characters that connect to this, that go to this. But I feel like it was done, I don't know, it felt more kind of like cohesive, working together, illustrated here, than what I felt like Monster was doing with theirs. Now, completely different tones, completely different scenarios, completely different stories, etc. But you get what I'm saying, is kind of as far as like bouncing between like characters trying to go through this that weren't the main character. We had the overarching story of Torfin and like what he was trying to do, but seeing all the others, essentially seeing what everybody had a weakness for and seeing what they were a slave to and seeing what made them tick, I thought was done really, really well in season 2. Now, wasn't perfect. There were some more things I would have liked to see. What did we get? We got Torkel on screen for 15 seconds back in like one of the earlier episodes, and that was it. And we know he's also searching for like, what does it mean to be a warrior? I'd like to see him and Torfin come across it, because you know what's going to happen is, if that does happen, and I don't know how it would happen because he was under Knut's rule, and I think he's like abandoned that or is now doing his own thing. We also see Torgal was on some murder for hire mission or whatever the hell he's got going on. But that could be a thing where Torkel shows up and Torfin knows that that's an issue. An issue because no one else is going to be able to stop him. And we know that if he decides to go off, that nobody will be able to stop him. And the only one that has a chance would be him. And he'll have to draw a sword or something. Like if Torkel chooses to, you kind of have no choice unless you just want your people to die, essentially. So there's a lot of ways that I guess what I'm looking forward to most in Season 3 is, and I don't even know if there's been a Season 3 launch date, announced date, where the manga, like, is the manga fully finished and the anime is just kind of, you know, going on its way to catch up and get done? Is the manga currently ongoing? Is there even enough material for a Season 3? I have no idea where they're at with all that. Like, I don't know if it could be years, if we're talking, is it coming out next year? Like, I have no idea. But I think what I would want to see the most is Torfin's values essentially get pushed. And I wanted to see that a little bit at the end of this season, but we didn't get that. And I didn't mind the way that they went with it. But everything went so perfectly there at the end. Like some fodder people died on the farm. But like, besides Arnhed, everybody on the farm survived. Torfin didn't have to kill anybody. Knut found that there could be another way. Everybody kind of got with it. We keep this, you get to do that and still have your power. Torfin gets to go back home. Everything's perfect over there. Mother's good, sister's good. I've told my story, and hey, I'm out here and we're going off to find it. And everybody's just like, okay. And the story just perfectly with a bow on it, we're out. And it has me thinking like that went too good. That's why I was sitting there on the edge of my seat there, kind of at the end. I was like, this is going too good. This is going way too perfect. So I'm curious to see what season 3 will have. And do we just kind of stay on this like perfect setting all the way through? Or is there going to be some like opposing forces that Torfinn's not going to be able to like, hey, I'm like you, I don't want to do this type thing. We'll see. We'll see. So for season 2, I don't remember what I gave season 1. I need to start writing all that down. I need to go back and look at all the end of my season scores for all my shows to kind of see here. But I'd like to maybe a little bit more action. I would have liked to maybe seen Torfinn actually have to do a little something. I would have liked to seen a little bit more of some characters. I would have liked to have seen Kettle dealing with Arnhead's death a little bit more. I would have liked to get in some more background on, or just see a little bit more Snake, see more Torkel on screen. Like I said, Torfinn actually having to do things, and just a couple more things sprinkled throughout. So, not perfect, but it was pretty good. I definitely did enjoy it. I would give it a 8.5, 8.7. Probably keep it right in there. And that's high for me, because I'll give something a 6 real fast the majority of the time. But again, like I said, better than any Avatar, Last Airbender I watched, better than any Full Metal Alchemist I watched, and that's the basement of the basement for me. So yeah, enjoyable. Again, you guys will keep me updated with season 3 news and answer all the questions with everything, and we'll go from there. Appreciate it, everybody. Like, share, favorite, subscribe, and as always,